So Bill Cosby has just been released from prison and his conviction for rape has been vacated, meaning he is a free man and it's like it never happened. Here's why. Now, we all know who Bill Cosby is. If you don't know who Bill Cosby is, why'd you click on this video? But understand this, Bill Cosby is a scumbag, right? There's no doubt about it. He's done horrible things to many women. So, it's not like this is a victory for Bill Cosby. But with that said, understanding this man should be in prison. There's a difference between something that's legally correct and something that's morally correct. And this ruling by the Pennsylvania Supreme Court is legally correct. But on the other side, I think it's morally incorrect because, let's just face it. Bill Cosby has done this to multiple women and he should be punished for his crimes. Yes. And this was one of those crimes. But the law and sometimes moral issues are close cousins, but they're not the same. So let's get a factual understanding of why Bill Cosby's conviction for rape was vacated by the courts. The Commonwealth of Pennsylvania v. Bill Cosby. In 2005, Montgomery County District Attorney Bruce Castor learned that Andrea Constand had reported that William Cosby had sexually assaulted her in 2004 at his residence. Along with his top deputy prosecutor and experienced detectives, County Attorney Castor thoroughly investigated Constand's claims. In evaluating the likelihood of a successful prosecution, the district attorney foresaw difficulties in Constand's credibility as a witness, based in part on her decision not to file a complaint promptly. DA Castor further determined that the prosecution would be frustrated because there was no corroborating forensic evidence and because testimony from other potential claimants against Cosby likely was inadmissible under governing laws of evidence. Things like hearsay, right? The collective weight of those considerations led DA Castor to conclude that unless Cosby confessed, there was insufficient credible and admissible evidence upon which any charge against Mr. Cosby related to the Constand incident could be proven beyond a reasonable doubt. Seeking some measure of justice for Constand, DA Castor decided that the Commonwealth would decline to prosecute Cosby for the incident involving Constand, thereby allowing Cosby to be forced to testify in a subsequent civil action under penalty of perjury without the benefit of his Fifth Amendment privilege against self-incrimination. So what happens is that if there were criminal charges pending, then you can't force Cosby to testify in the civil trial under penalty of perjury because he can then say, well, I'm invoking my Fifth Amendment right against self-incrimination. So if the DA was to take away that threat of him being prosecuted, then Cosby would be forced to testify because he wouldn't be under any threat of prosecution. He wouldn't be incriminating himself because there would be no charges, right? They're not going to charge him. They've already said that, allowing him to testify under oath, and he could be forced to testify. Unable to invoke any right not to testify in the civil proceedings, Cosby relied upon the district attorney's declination and proceeded to provide 4 sworn depositions. During these depositions, Cosby made several incriminating statements. DA Castor's successor did not feel bound by his decision and decided to prosecute Cosby without the prior undertaking. The fruits of Cosby's reliance upon DA Castor's decision, Cosby's sworn inculpatory testimony, were then used by DA Castor's successor against Cosby at the criminal trial. So the new DA reneged on the deal, said, hey, I'm not following that deal, and I'm going to use the evidence that the last DA promised that wouldn't be used. I'm actually going to use that evidence against you at trial. The court says, we granted allowance of appeal to determine whether DA Castor's decision not to prosecute Cosby in exchange for his testimony must be enforced against the Commonwealth. So the court said that since Cosby upheld his part of the agreement, then unfortunately the DA had to uphold his part of the agreement. And the agreement wasn't with Castor, the first DA, it was with the DA's office. So the Supreme Court said Cosby's conviction and judgment of sentence are vacated and he is discharged. And the state prosecutor's office, because they made that deal and because Cosby fulfilled his part of the bargain, they cannot charge him with those crimes because they said they wouldn't. Now, at the end of the day, what do you think about this decision? The DA made a promise and then reneged on it and convicted him, but now that's all gone away. Do you think this was the right decision? Do you think the Supreme Court got it wrong? Let me know in the comment section how you feel. My name is Nate the Lawyer. I know this is a quick one, and I'm out of here. Peace.